All right, welcome. So I'm going to be doing a relationship reading for you guys today. If you're new to the channel, welcome. My name is Genelle, and I am going to be checking into the energy surrounding your love life this week, okay? So I have 3 different piles that you guys can choose from. If you are new to pick a card readings, the advice that I have for you is to use discernment when you are getting information. I'd like people to know that they are empowered, that ultimately they are the deciders of what happens to them in their life. Nothing external to us has complete control over us. We have free will. So only take what you feel resonates, okay? And, smoke. Sage is strong today. So like I said, I have 3 different piles. What I usually do when I select piles is I simply close my eyes, take a deep breath in and out. And I usually do that for about 3 times. And I ask my higher self, which of these piles has a message for me? I used to ask the question, does any of these piles have a message for me? But I've come to the belief, okay, and this is forever changing, right? This could change. But right now I'm at this place where I feel like we get drawn to videos because there is a message for us, whether it be just one piece of negative information or it could be a lot of information in that pile. So what I would say is, if you're here, there is a message more than likely for you in any of these piles. But it is your job and it's your responsibility to figure out what to take away as your own personal message, okay? I'm very big on people being empowered and not seeking solely the validation of people outside of ourselves, but really going within and trusting the truth that we hold within ourselves, okay? So for those of you that feel, I'm going to show you guys the different cards for each pile, and if you feel drawn to more than one pile, hey, pick it. All right, so first pile is this particular card here. We have 2 dragons. So if you feel drawn to this may have a message for you about your love life this week, okay? All right, now pile 2, we have this card here. Okay, and then we have pile 3. All right, so let's get started with pile 1. Lay these here. Now, mind you, I have not looked at these cards. I simply pulled them, so I have no idea what your message is going to be, okay? So with this particular card here, it actually has a message on the back. So let's look at what the message is. It says, do not look for validation in others. Funny, I just mentioned that, right? Be uniquely you and follow your own path, okay? So just so you know that I am reading the truth to you. There you go. If you want to use this as an affirmation for your day, that would be great. So, all right, let's see. For your love life this week, we have the card of possibilities. Okay. So we have card of possibilities. We have the card of running. Okay. We have the card of only you. We have the card of mask. All right. We have the card of Cupid's arrow. Okay. We also have the card of shock, right, for your love life this week. And for tarot, we have the card of temperance. Okay. And we have the card of Knight of Pentacles. Okay. So let's see, what do we have going on here? I feel like this week in your love life, you're being asked to consider different possibilities, to be more open-minded, and kind of realizing that anything is possible. I think you're starting to realize that you could be dealing with a dynamic of someone ghosting or disappearing on you, or just kind of like not really being present. And you know, someone's not showing their true feelings, someone's wearing a mask, right? That wonderful energy of the mask that we all love. And I'm being sarcastic with that. But someone's not really showing their feelings. They're not being truthful with you. They're not being upfront. They're running from you. They're running from their feelings. They're feeling like overwhelmed by the emotions, by the connection that you guys have. I think that they feel like they have like love within themselves towards you. You know, with this only you, they crave you, they feel devoted to you, but they're running from you, which I never understood that concept. A lot of it comes from this fear of commitment, and hesitation that one feels when they're faced with something that maybe they've never experienced before, that they feel uncomfortable, right? They start to wonder, is this really true? Is this really something that is like legit, right? Like, is this too good to be true kind of energy? And you know, with this running energy, I think someone is trying to they're trying to be invisible because they, like I said, they don't want to show you their true feelings. So you could be really confused right now, like what's going on in the connection. There's a lot of hot and cold that often comes along with when someone wears a mask, right? They show you they tell you one thing, but their actions reflect something else. And this is really painful, I would imagine, for you. Spirit is wanting you to be open to different possibilities and stop seeking. And I think this is really interesting because we have this card here, the original card that you picked for the pile, which is do not look for validation in others. Be uniquely you and follow your own path. So it's like you need to stop trying to seek validation in this connection. Be open to the fact that there is other possibilities out there, and that, you know, in order for you to really find peace in the situation, you need to be open to the fact that maybe this isn't the end all be all of relationships for you. I've always had the belief that we have more than one person that's right for us. And just depends on the vibration that we're holding within ourselves, what type of person we're attracting, what type of person we're connecting to. And maybe this is a realization that you're coming to this week, is that there needs to be some sort of sudden change. And what I find interesting is that with the Cupid's arrow, it talks about surprises, the energy of surprise. You know, someone's been hit by Cupid's arrow, right? They're surprised that love has hit them, right? And I think that that's why that person's running, because like I said, they're not used to having these emotions, feeling this way. And maybe they're wanting to slow things down, so that, you know, they want to like kind of take their time with this Knight of Pentacles energy. They want to take their time. They don't want to get too attached too fast. And they're, you know, if you want things to work out, I mean, I don't know. I'm one of those people, I never believe that we should hold our lives, like we should never be on hold for anyone. It never works out. And I've experienced that on numerous occasions. Putting my life on hold for people is not a good thing. We definitely, and I think Spirit is like trying to tell you, like, don't put your life on hold for this person, you know, because they're moving at a different pace than what you're wanting to move at, whoever this is resonating for. And yeah, there might be love there. Maybe they, you know, they have been hit by Cupid's arrows, so they do have feelings for you, but they're not being emotionally mature enough to express that to you. And until their actions reflect what they're saying, the only thing that you can do is take care of yourself, look at yourself, support yourself, and follow your own path, do your own thing for the sake of your sanity. It's never good to put your life on hold for another person, because you're never gonna, it just never works out. Like, the person has their own, I remember which reader on YouTube, I forget what her name is. I think it's like Whimsical Tarot. She said something about, or it might have been her, or it might have been another channel, I can't remember. I watch so many channels, but oh no, it was JJ I think it was a JJ Constellation something. I'll put her channel information in the description, but she mentioned how we each have our own universe, and we are the center of our universe. And so that person that you're dealing with, you know, that you're wondering about, they have their own universe. They are the center of their universe. And you are the center of your universe. And you putting yourself on hold is like you're neglecting your universe. You're neglecting yourself. No one's going to have respect for you if you do that. Put yourself first. Be open to different possibilities. If someone is running from you, if someone is ghosting you, if someone is not present, if someone is not really there, just give them their space. Let them do them. Let them focus on their own universe. Let them be their center of their universe, and you be the center of your universe. You are your priority. Just like they're focusing on themselves and preserving themselves, even though it's done in a toxic way, you need to preserve yourself. You need to take care of yourself. And this is going to help you have a sense of peace within yourself and harmony. And it's going to help you feel a whole lot better. So don't seek validation from this person. And don't seek validation of other people. Do your own thing. Focus on you. And trust that everything is going to work itself out. And by you taking your energy off of this person, I guarantee you they're going to become the chaser. They're going to turn around. They're going to chase you, which then the ball's in your court. And that's a whole nother story there, right? So hopefully this message resonated for you. I think the key takeaway from this message is focus on you, be open to different possibilities. This is going to help transform the connection. And never put your life on hold for another person. If they're acting sketchy, ghosting you, disappearing on you, whatever the case, wearing a mask, not being their true self, you don't want to deal with that, okay? You should be your top priority, okay? So hopefully that helped you out. And if you felt like this reading resonated in any way, make sure you hit the like button or leave a comment below. And I will see you on your next reading. Take care. Bye. All right, let's see. All right, welcome, pile 2. If you felt drawn to pile 2, you chose this card here, okay? So let's see what the message is on the back of this. Your life lessons will be repeated until they are learned. Guidance is on the way. And here's the card, just in case if you want to screenshot it. Okay, hopefully you can see that. Let's see. I'm looking at these cards just randomly, so I have no idea when I pulled. All right, let's see what we got. We got the beauty card. Okay. We have the bluff card. All right. We got confusion. I'm already getting feelings with this pile. Cassette. Okay. Healing heart. All right. Karmic relationship. Five of Swords. And Nine of Pentacles. All right. Give me a moment. Whoever you're dealing with is definitely a charmer. They come across as really charming, probably. Really beautiful, probably. They're handsome or just a beautiful woman. You know, if they're whatever, your partner, the person of your interest is beautiful. Let's just put it that way, okay? But there is, again, this energy of the mask, pretending. And this is creating a lot of confusion in your connection. A lot of uncertainty, a lot of unclear messages. And this is causing someone to constantly have to replay things in their head, events within this connection over and over in their head. It could be you or the person, or both of you guys. But there's this element of just like, you know, in a cassette tape, you're like replaying, right? And then the cassette tape is kind of like old school. For those of us that know, that use cassette tapes, you know, there was this, that's at a later time, right? And so this person is kind of holding some outdated thinking about how a relationship should be, how a relationship should go. And but then there's this element of someone's trying to heal their heart. So somebody's trying to heal their heart. Someone's trying to get free from a toxic relationship or an addiction. So there could be someone in the connection that has an addiction to something. And addictions could be anything. I mean, excuse me. Let me get some water real quick. Addictions is just anything that we find a strong attachment to the point where it's become toxic, it's become unhealthy for us. You can become addicted to pretty much anything. And I think most of us on some level, because we're all constantly healing and working within ourselves, right? We all have some form of addiction. It just shifts, right? I could tell you there was a time where I had an addiction to eating. I've now shifted that to another type of addiction. So, and then it shifts into something else. So I don't know. But it's not as strong. It's like you have to find something to more helpful, more like positive, more beneficial things to be attached to, right? So if someone has an addiction to something, somebody is overly attached to something, maybe a way of thinking, and they're needing to heal their heart of this. And I find this interesting because the initial card was, your life lessons will be repeated until they are learned. Someone is being faced with a lesson right now. You or this person, more likely you, I feel like. You're being faced with a lesson this week. This is something that the universe is trying to get you to understand something about a dynamic in your connection. Maybe you need to reconsider the way that you view how love is. The ideals that you have about love. What you believe to be acceptable or not acceptable in love. Because someone that's operating out of the energy of wearing a mask, that's pretending, that's charming but pretending, it's very toxic dynamic to have together, right? Because they give you two different experiences, right? You experience the charm, but you also experience the uncertainty, the confusion, and the worry of what is being presented to me is not real. And that can be really heartbreaking for someone. Very painful. Constantly keeps you in your head wondering, like, what's going on? Like, why is this happening? Keeps you ruminating, thinking and overthinking, and we don't want to be in that energy. This connection, I feel like, is karmic. There's something karmic about this connection. There's something toxic about this connection that needs to be let go of. And whoever's wearing this mask in the connection, it's causing stress, it's causing arguments. I mean, you guys are probably you could be having arguments, you could be having stress. If you're not having arguments, you're stressed, you're worried, like what is going on, like, in this connection. And in order for you to, I mean, I even feel like you probably feel trapped in this connection. You feel like a sense of trappedness in this connection, like you're attached to it in a really toxic way. And this is causing you to be guarded, perhaps. Maybe you feel guarded because you're like, you don't know really what's going on. And in order for you to have a sense of freedom in this connection, to feel like supported in this connection, and just really feel like there's some sort of stability in this connection, there needs to be like authenticity. There needs to be what is the word that I'm looking for? There needs to be transparency in the connection. Like, people need to be who they are. So this week you're being asked by Spirit to really think about this connection. Is this something that you really want to align yourself with? I think, meditating, sitting down and meditating, reflecting, journaling. I mean, go sit out back or something and just, away from everybody, and just really reflect on this connection, on what you're wanting, what you're doing. Like, what the hell are we doing here? Like, what's going on? Because someone is not being who they truly are. They're exaggerating. They're portraying themselves to be one way and they're not. And that's just really confusing, and that's not healthy, and it's very toxic. And we don't want to be connected with such people like that, right? And it's crazy too. Another thing I'm seeing here is like freedom from toxic relationship. Freedom, the word freedom, with this healing heart. Freedom with the 9 of Pentacles. There's a sense of independence and freedom that this woman is experiencing. Again, like I said, I feel like somebody is feeling trapped in this situation. They're feeling like they're stuck. And I think deep down inside, like, it's not right. Something's not right. But you just feel like unsure. Like something keeps you tied to this connection, whether you're talking or not. Which is why you keep replaying in your head certain events, things that this person said, things that happened within the connection. There's a lot of fleeting energy, so the good times feel really intense, but the bad times just feel really intense as well. There's a lot of reflection that needs to be done this week for you regarding your love life. Okay? If you felt like this resonated for you, make sure you hit that like button, leave a comment below. And I wish you well, and until next time, peace out. All right? Bye. All right, those of you guys that picked pile 3, chose this card here. Okay, just read the message. It says, you are in alignment with your soul's longing. Make a move now. Okay, so in case any of you guys want to screenshot this, there you go. All right. Like I was telling the other piles, I have no idea what cards were pulled, so we shall see what messages pop up. Okay. First card we have is past life. All right. The energy of deja vu, repeated patterns and karmic lessons. clinging. Someone's holding on, obsessed, spying, shattered, broken. So shattered, heartbroken, and destroyed. Self-indulgence, focusing on the self. Okay. Okay. Not today. Someone's like, I'm not dealing with the hurt. Not today. Oh my God. That's one of my favorite sayings. Like, not today. I'm not dealing with that. Cut down. Right? Emperor. And we have the 8 of Pentacles. All right. So, let's see. What do we have going on? Give me a moment. With this past life, I mean, like common sense, maybe you and this person has some sort of past life connection, which I believe is probably very true. A lot of the people that we have in our life, and this is just a belief that I have, you don't have to subscribe to it or not. I mean, it's up to you. But I firmly believe that the people in our lives, we meet them for a reason. We all cycle out in different lifetimes and different roles. And sometimes the most difficult relationships, believe me, it ain't the first time we dealt with that person. Or people that we feel so like deeply connected to, and we're like, why do I feel so connected to this person? Or why do I feel like I've known them forever? I feel like that's coming from those past life energies, you know? Like we live multiple lifetimes. That's a belief I have, you know? So, but there's some element of familiarity with this person. Feeling like I've done this before, or there's this energy of like repeated patterns within the connection that you've had maybe with other people, and you're seeing it pop up again in this connection. And someone is really holding tight onto something in this regarding the dynamics of this connection. Then there's the energy of broken, right? So somebody's feeling shattered, heartbroken, destroyed, and they're feeling they need to heal from this. Focusing on the self could be really, really helpful for you this week. Self-worth, really loving yourself extra. Taking care of yourself is really important. Indulging in yourself, because I don't know why, but I'm getting the feeling like your person or whatever, they have like no issue with focusing on themselves, but more so in a toxic way. I mean, this may not be for everybody, but for someone, you know, they have no issue focusing on themselves. And you need to do that too. Focus on yourself. Take care of yourself. Nurture yourself. Because this person has no problem focusing on themselves, like to the point where they're like, I'm not dealing with, I don't want to deal with what's going on in this connection. Like they're being very avoidant. Like, I don't want to deal with things. I'm angry. Somebody's feeling like they just don't want to deal with what's going on in the connection. The elephant's in the room, but nobody wants to deal. Somebody doesn't want to deal with the elephant in the room. And that is just really immature when it comes to a relationship, right? A relationship should not be one-sided. A relationship involves two people working through things, connecting together, and being transparent. And this is something I've been seeing in a lot of these piles today, is that there's this lack of transparency with people. They don't want to show them their real selves. And I think that's a major issue with the collective right now, is that there are a lot of these relationships, people are wearing masks, and it's time for people to take their mask off. It's time for people to put their big pants on, right? And I'm not going to say big boy, but big pants, their adult pants on, and start dealing with those things, those elements, those aspects of the relationship that is not working. And when I say this, I don't speak just for you guys, but for myself as well. Getting in and doing that shadow work, getting in and working on ourselves, focusing on ourselves and becoming the best version of ourselves, so that way we can show up for others in the best way that possible. And if people around us are not showing up in their best version, right, what naturally happens is they tend to fall out of your life, because energetically they're out of vibration with you. Unless you keep holding on to that person, then you're going to find your vibration being pulled down. You're going to find yourself having a lot of challenges and blockages and a lot of crap happening within the connection, because you're holding on to someone that is out of alignment with you. So my go-to remedy for a lot of things is, when we're having a lot of crap happening to us in our external world, a lot of times it's because something is out of sync within ourselves. It all starts with ourselves. So there's a need for someone to take some sort of action, okay? Because there's this repeated pattern, repeated lesson that you're experiencing and that you're being faced with this. And this is something that you've probably experienced in other lifetimes and in other connections, right? Let's say you don't even believe in past lives, right? But in your other connections, if you sit down and you think about it, that this dynamic has probably presented itself in your other connections. And so it's like, okay, we need to figure out, why do we keep aligning ourselves, attracting such dynamics, right? So stepping away, cutting away what is feeding that pattern is really important. And this is going to require you to be the emperor, to step up, to be this leader, to take control. The emperor is focused. They are very disciplined, and they know that they have to do certain things to get certain things done, and that's what needs to be done. You're learning something. I feel like with this 8 of Pentacles, you're learning something. You're learning the art of being committed to something, right? This is a message that's popping in my head right now, is like, I feel like you've set your standards too low when it comes to the type of people that you have in your life. Start having a higher expectation in terms of who you're attracting into, like what you want in a person. But you also need to set that standard for yourself as well, because you don't want to be out of alignment as well, and not able to call in that type of person. So this is going to require that you work on yourself, get clear about what you ultimately want in a person, and reflect, am I exhibiting this within myself? And if I'm not, Ding, ding, ding. That's where the problem is, all right? Focus on that. That's something you can do. That's some sort of action you can do. That's some sort of step that you can take that you can control, because you can control relatively what goes on within you, for the most part. I mean, and I'm not even going to go into the journey of the mind because I just got out of a journey, like a couple years of just really fighting the mind and really tackling the mindset and just the anxious thoughts and the intrusive thoughts and just overthinking and just, I'm not even gonna go down that rabbit hole. I have working on a course right now on how to handle that, how to really heal from that, because I've healed myself, I feel like, a lot from that, because that was something that really got in the way of me being able to make connections with people. But anyways, I'm not going to talk about myself anymore, but there's a commitment that needs to be done where you really need to focus on yourself, your worth, what you see for yourself, setting a higher standard for yourself, and work on yourself and making sure that, okay, if you say you want this type of person, so let's say, for example, you want to be in a connection with somebody that is loving towards you, right? Well, first of all, are you loving towards yourself? If you're not loving towards yourself, how are you going to attract somebody that's loving towards you? There's a need to, like I said, work on the internal world, and then you will find that the external world will begin to shift. Takes a little time, but eventually it happens. Really tackle that, because there's a lot of growth that can happen from this situation. But there's some sort of action that needs to happen. So you are in alignment with your soul's longing. Your soul wants to be rid and be done with the karmic lesson that you're experiencing right now in your connection, whether you're with that person or not. Your higher self is like, I'm done. Like, I don't need to learn any more lessons from this crap, right? But you keep holding on to this type of person, this type of dynamics in a relationship, and it's got to get cut out. It's got to get severed. This pattern has to stop in order for you to really have peace and healing. That's what I'm feeling. So hopefully this was helpful for you this week. Something to ponder on. And if you felt like this video resonated in any way, make sure you hit that like button. And yeah, I wish you well. And until next time, I will see you on the next video. Take care. Bye.